information I've been seeing from some U.S. Border Patrol sector accounts, as well as people at CBP, that cartels are creating, not just putting out fake information, which we've seen prior to President Trump's arrival in Washington, but in one case, I heard that a AI video of Trump saying that amnesty was on the table was being disseminated. What are you seeing at U.S. Border Patrol headquarters?
So that's absolutely correct. What we're seeing is a lot of TikTok accounts, social media accounts, where they are utilizing AI, creating false narratives. In some cases, claiming that the border's back open, there's a temporary asylum. Hey, the government shut down, so the border's open, and so it leads to the desperation of the cartel. They don't have that level of income they were getting by thousands upon thousands coming across. I mean, you remember days where there was over 10,000, 12,000 people crossing in a day. And we've got record low numbers. Our numbers are lower. I mean, a 53, 54-year low. I think 1970 was the last time we saw illegal immigration this low. And I'll say that you can expect it to go even lower. You got to remember that we use fiscal year numbers, so from October to October, to quantify that. And we had October, November, and December, which were relatively high months in last year because everyone was trying to make that run for the border to get in before the election, and they believed that the immigration policy was going to change. And so I expect next year to continue driving down. I can tell you that we're very impressed with our numbers, but we're not waving a victory flag yet. Our goal is complete and total operation control of the border, and we are not going to stop until we get that.
Why are the cartels, are these messages, these fake messages, meant to get people to pay for the initial journey all the way to the U.S., or are they more geared at someone who's maybe in northern Mexico but hasn't crossed yet?
So I think it's geared toward the world, right? And they want to counter the factual narrative, which is that the border is closed. If you cross the border, your probability of detection, apprehension, prosecution, and removal are the highest they've been in my lifetime. And so it's impacting their ability to make money. They're not just going to pack up and take their millions and billions that they made over the last 4 years and go away. It's literally, it's marketing. They are trying to encourage these migrants to make this deadly journey to get to the border. And then when they show up and realize that the possibility of them getting across is greatly decreased, that's when you're starting to see large numbers pile up in places like Mexico along the border towns, waiting for that opportunity to cross. Our deaths, cross-border deaths, are down 77%. So you imagine that when people aren't encouraged to put their life at risk, right? We're saving lives. And I think that's very important because, you hear a lot of people try to say that the previous administration wanted to create a more humane border, and what they created was total chaos on the border and the least humane border that we had seen in my career, with record deaths year after year. Cartels have been around for a long time, and they're not just going to pack up and go home because there's a new sheriff in town and we're going to close the border. They're going to continue to treat migrants like a commodity, right? Not like a human being, and encourage them to make that risk with false promises that they're going to get them through the United States. And ultimately, they got to pay them throughout that journey. So the cartel's making money even if they aren't successful in delivering that illegal alien to the north side of the river.